Many people believe that money and buying things translates to happiness, but people who have money and freedom to buy whatever they could possibly want will tell you that that's not true at all. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded by messages telling us that happiness comes from buying things, new phones, fancy clothes, shiny cars. Society tells us that these are the keys to a better life, but what if we've been looking in the wrong place all along? What if the true path to happiness isn't found in the things we own, but in the freedom we create for ourselves? It's time to stop buying stuff and start buying freedom. Let's face it, it's fun to buy something new. That rush you get when you snag something new, whether it's the latest tech gadget or a sleek new outfit, can be pretty addicting. Everyone loves when a package gets delivered at the front door. But if we're honest with ourselves, how long does that excitement really last? A few minutes? A few days? Maybe a week? Before we know it, we're eyeing the next shiny object to fill that void. This cycle of acquiring things can feel never-ending, and while it's thrilling in the moment, it rarely leads to lasting happiness. The problem is that new items only bring temporary satisfaction, with few exceptions. This idea is backed by research. Experts say that people often experience a spike in happiness when they buy something new, but that joy fades faster than we'd like to admit. The more things we acquire, the more we become trapped in a cycle of needing more to feel that same high. It's like a hamster running on a wheel. We're convinced that the next item will be the one that finally makes us happy. This is exactly why wealthy people, despite having access to everything money can buy, are always seeking something more. When you can afford anything, the thrill of getting something new fades even faster because there's always something bigger, better, or rarer to chase. The excitement of a luxury car fades quickly when they come out with an updated version, or you realize someone else has a more exclusive model. A sprawling mansion starts to feel ordinary when you live in it for a little while or when you visit a friend's estate that's even grander. The cycle never ends because the brain constantly adapts to new levels of luxury, making them feel normal rather than special. Instead of reaching a point of contentment, the ultra-rich often find themselves endlessly chasing the next upgrade, believing, wrongly, that fulfillment is just one more purchase away. And let's not forget about the financial impact of these purchases. More stuff means more money spent, and often more debt. The high of a new purchase can quickly turn into the anxiety of credit card bills piling up, or the worry of how to pay off loans. Owning things may feel good for a moment, but when you're stuck under the weight of debt, you lose something much more valuable than a temporary thrill. You lose your freedom. It's not just about the initial cost of buying things. Owning stuff often comes with hidden costs. Take a car, for example. You might love the way it looks when you first drive it off the lot, but after a few months or years, you're left dealing with repairs, insurance, maintenance, and gas. All of a sudden, that luxury item isn't so luxurious anymore. It's a constant drain on your time and energy, and the financial impact is everlasting. And then there's the clutter. All the things we accumulate eventually start to take up space, not just in our homes, but in our minds. The more stuff we have, the more time we have to spend organizing, cleaning, and worrying about the stuff. The idea of owning things starts to feel less like an advantage and more like a chore. At some point, we realize that these possessions, instead of enhancing our lives, are actually keeping us stuck. Now imagine a different kind of life. Instead of chasing after more stuff, you focus on buying freedom. What does that look like? Freedom is the ability to choose how you spend your time, your energy, and your money, without the constraints of debt, obligations, and unnecessary material goods holding you back. It's about reclaiming control over your life and shaping it on your own terms rather than being dictated by your boss or the demands of bill collectors. Freedom means the ability to pursue experience over things. While buying stuff might give you a fleeting sense of joy, experiences like travel, picking up a new hobby, or spending quality time with loved ones create lasting memories and deep fulfillment. The beauty of these experiences is that they don't require constant upkeep and they don't come with the same pressures. You can fill your life with meaningful experiences and still have the freedom to live without the burden of material things. One of the most powerful ways to buy freedom is by freeing yourself from financial stress, which can be done by cutting out unnecessary junk and investing money for passive income. We often think that more money equals more freedom, but in reality, more money equates to more expenses. This is commonly known as lifestyle inflation, where expenses rise to meet income, but you can avoid this. We spend to keep up with trends, to maintain a certain image, or to buy things we don't actually need. If we shift our focus and stop buying things we don't need, we have so much more money to create financial freedom. The idea here isn't to live a life of deprivation with the goal of being the richest person in the graveyard. It means spending wisely, investing money for passive income and financial security. This is what will make you happy, and cutting out meaningless expenses which will bring you down. Imagine going to work because you want to instead of needing to, or being able to walk away from a job you don't enjoy because you have plenty of passive income to pay the bills. Or being able to take off for a month or two and travel the world without worrying about how you'll pay for it. When you stop buying things and start investing in financial freedom, you make room for opportunities like these, and often they're the things that provide the most fulfillment. When we prioritize possessions over freedom, we also sacrifice our time. We work long hours to afford the things we think we need, and in the process, we lose the ability to enjoy our lives. Working non-stop means missing out on family time, skipping lunch with friends, no rounds of golf, and never getting to sleep in. But freedom gives you something far more valuable than possessions ever could: time. Time is our most limited resource, and when we focus on buying freedom, we can regain control of how we use it. By simplifying our lives, by letting go of material things that end up draining us more than enhancing our lives, we create more time for what truly matters. Imagine how much richer your life could be if you had more choices and time, your most precious resources at your disposal. Besides having more time and financial freedom, there's also a huge mental and emotional relief that comes from letting go of the constant need for more stuff. Minimalism isn't just about owning one outfit and biking everywhere. It's about ditching the pressure to keep up with everyone else. When we stop chasing things, we stop chasing approval, status, and validation, which clears up space to focus on what actually makes us happy: our relationships, health, hobbies, and peace of mind. Studies show that people who prioritize experiences over material things tend to be happier and less stressed. The less we own, the less we have to worry about, and the easier it is to enjoy life in the moment. It's a shift that brings peace of mind, clarity, and a deeper sense of happiness. Of course, there are exceptions to this idea. Not every purchase is automatically a bad one. For example, buying something you're really passionate about, like a guitar, a camera, or even a car, can actually bring lasting happiness and a sense of fulfillment. When you buy something for a hobby or something that adds lasting value to your life, it's not just about acquiring another object. Take a guitar, for example. When you pick it up, it's not just an object collecting dust. It's a way to relax, a way to be creative, and a way to develop your skills and a source of joy. The same goes for a camera if you're into photography, or even a car that excites you every time you start it up or take it for a drive. Here's the thing. Most of us have trouble telling the difference between purchases that bring lasting happiness and those that just give us a quick rush. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of buying something new. The real issue is that a lot of people can't tell whether what they're buying is something they'll still love months or even years down the road, or if it's just going to lose its appeal after a few weeks. It's easy to confuse short-term pleasure with long-term fulfillment, especially with all the pressure around us that tells us the next big thing will finally make us happy. But real happiness comes when we start making smarter choices about what we buy. That's the line most of us struggle to find, the difference between buying something because it really matters to us and buying something just for the thrill of the purchase. Ultimately, the real wealth in life isn't measured by the things you own, but by the freedom you enjoy. The more we focus on buying freedom, whether through financial independence, experiences, or time, the richer our lives become. It's not about having more stuff, it's about having the freedom to do what truly matters. So next time you find yourself tempted by the latest trend or the newest gadget, ask yourself, is this bringing me freedom, or is it just another thing that will tie me down? Start buying freedom instead of things, because when you own your freedom, you own your life.